I love how this
Mhm.
is supposed to be a new metal episode, and somehow we're just talking shit about Sabrina Carpenter. It's very Fred Durst.
It's passed
Fred Durst
out.
would be proud.
He would be.
Like,
He'd be talking shit about
instead of Britney Spears arguing who she gave head to first, would be Sabrina Carpenter.
You're listening to Passed Out, the podcast where history, mystery, the occult, and the cosmos collide. This week we're talking about the history of nu metal and the tragic passing of Sam Rivers. Stay curious, and welcome to Passed Out.
Welcome to Passed Out. I'm Josh.
I'm Arash. Hello.
How you doing this week, man?
Tired. My beard is still brown. This is the day
Yeah.
after Halloween. I haven't showered yet.
Did you go hard for Halloween last night? What'd you do?
Not at all. I drank iced tea, and then I acted like my friend. I was literally my friend for Halloween. And then I hosted a costume contest without knowing anything about like what was going on. It was last minute winging it, but when you're not in your own like clothes, I guess, or like your own element and acting someone else, it's a lot easier to just
Wing it. Yeah.
let loose and not really
Mm-hmm.
care about anything. So
Yeah.
how was yours?
We didn't really do much. We both got off work a little late last night, and then we both kind of assumed, since it's our third year in this house and we've had one trick-or-treater in 3 years, we figured we probably wouldn't get any trick-or-treaters last night. So we just it's cold in Dallas finally. It's been kind of cold and rainy, so we made some soup and watched, just kind of watched some scary movies on TV, and I watched the new episode of Welcome to Derry last night as soon as it dropped, because they, instead of doing it on Sunday this week, they dropped it on Halloween, which I thought was fitting. I was like,
Yeah,
this is okay, cool.
it's perfect.
I'm still not sure how I feel about it yet. Like, there's still just, it feels like they're just setting up a lot still, and they haven't explained much. So
Kind of typical. I mean, especially if they don't have to worry about being canceled. It's going to be a slow build.
yeah, dude, and like it sounds like they're preparing for 3 seasons. The showrunner directed the first 2 It movies, so they have somebody who is extremely invested in the source material. I heard him talking on a podcast, and it sounded like they were pulling a lot of what they're doing in the 3 seasons from pieces of the book that they hadn't explored. I didn't realize how big of a book that is. I guess it's like a 1,300-page book.
Damn.
So, and he said both movies. He said both movies is a nice overarch of the entire story, but there's a lot of stuff like background and like side pieces where they talk about the history of the town, and they go deeper into like like kind of lore and mythology surrounding the town of like hundreds of years in the book. So, and it sounds like that's kind of what the series wants to explore.
It's a lot of material to cover.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, 2 episodes in out of probably 8. I feel like 8's the new standard for TV now, right? Like, it just feels like every show we watch is 8 episodes.
We talked about this. Yeah, you came to 8. I feel like I've seen 10 a lot more, but it's a lot less than the normal amount of episodes per season that we're
Yeah.
used to.
Yeah, I think the more big budget stuff is like more 8. Like HBO, like I feel like every show on HBO is 8 now. So, which is interesting. But we are not here to talk about TV today. We are back on our music train, and we are going to be talking about kind of the rise of nu metal in the 90s and early 2000s, and just kind of how it really influenced us, and kind of how it also influenced, I think, a lot of the current rock genre. And I feel a lot of the nu metal elements creeping back into rock right now.
Yeah, I love it.
So I love it too. Where do we want to start this thing? Just at the beginning with
Yeah. So what was
is
your
it
first?
Korn?
Yeah, I would say Corn. Yeah, but a lot of people say Faith No More. Um, some might even call Anthrax's uh, leap into hip hop. Forgot the name of the song, but they might say that that is the first new metal song. Let me see what the Anthrax one is called. Should know it. Yeah, they collaborated with Bring the Noise, or I'm sorry, that it was Bring the Noise with Public. Um,
Oh,
that's a
interesting.
lot. Some people that was in 1987, but you have Rage Against the Machine, which they were kind of lumped into new metal. But
Yeah, there's a lot of the same elements there. Like, I feel like new metal is for me when I hear the words new metal, I think, kind of detuned guitars, and like a hip hop style vocal over the top.
yeah, so
Like
the definition that I'm pulling up here is a style of rock music combining elements of heavy metal with hip hop. But I agree with you that the down tune, I think that like having a
mhm,
7 string is very important in the new metal sound.
yeah,
So that's where
or a
Corn,
baritone.
yeah,
Yeah, dude, and I think Corn, which I always talk about West Borland with this, but I do think that some of the people in our comments on TikTok are correct about Corn being some of the leading the way with that, and they may have inspired some of the early Limp Bizkit stuff. So
oh, totally. Yeah,
yeah,
Corn really put a lot of different bands on like the
yeah,
stage with yeah, Edema. They they were friends with Fred Durst, and that led to Limp Bizkit. I
yeah,
wouldn't call Orgy new metal, but they put Orgy on the map. I know Jonathan Davis
yeah.
had a label.
Would you consider them like industrial metal, like kind of getting closer to like Nine Inch Nails,
Yeah, I would put him like
like with
almost like a
Prodigy?
new age
Yeah, like
industrial
Orgy and like
metal.
kind of Prodigy. Yeah,
It depends though, because Candy Ass is way different than their next album, Vapor Transmission. Vapor Transmission kind of
yeah.
put them more towards the new age, and everything after kind of
Mm-hmm.
never really touched the new metal. Blue Monday was like the most new metal sounding, and there's a few songs that weren't singles
Yeah,
off Candy Ass, but um,
yeah.
yeah. So, uh, Corn, I think we can agree their self-titled
Mm-hmm.
1994 is when new metal
Yes,
really came about, and
really.
it
Yes.
wasn't until Follow the Leader, maybe Life is Peachy, but I think Follow the Leader. That's when you started seeing it on TRL, which is
It
insane
was
to
on,
think
dude.
about.
Yeah, dude. Like, Freak on a Leash is on Follow Leader, right?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, dude, that's kind of where like I feel like it became extremely mainstream in the late '90s, and like it was all over MTV.
it was
Um,
nuts. I get
yeah, which is yeah, like they blew up, dude. Like, yeah, my sister was listening to Korn when she was in like early high school, which like she would never now, which I think is funny. She's like so into country now, but I'm like, bitch, you used to listen to Korn. Like, uh, so there's another Korn song from that era that always really stuck out to me that was like heavily played on MTV. Falling Away from Me,
yeah,
like
Falling Away
that
from Me.
that
That was
little
the
riff, dude. That riff in the beginning, that little doo 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 doo, fucking stuck in my head a
yeah.
lot. And I think that little riff influenced me a lot in like some of the little things that I do on the guitar. So,
It was hard to I mean, having a standard tuned guitar when I was 13, 14,
mhm,
and then trying to play their shit, trying to play any new metal
yeah,
shit on a guitar. I was like, "What the fuck are
mhm,
they doing?" And
yeah, dude.
detuning
I
your
just
guitar, and it's like, just slapping strings.
Yeah, because we didn't have guitars that could get down to like the C tuning, which is typically I feel like I feel like new metal uses C a lot.
Yeah. Un- uh,
Like drop C.
Unless if you're they're a 7 string and they just go like a standard B.
Yeah. Which I love the baritone, and I mostly just kind of have it either that top string either A or B, just kind of going back and forth between, just trying to open up kind of where I'm going to go with riffs and stuff like that, just not trying to keep myself in too much of a box. I like to change stuff a lot because I get very repetitive, and I feel like a lot of my songs will start to sound the exact same. So
Was it Fieldy or Monkey, the bass player? Uh,
of Korn,
Fieldy.
I
So
don't
Fieldy,
feel the okay.
his strings, you could just hear. I don't know. I would have to listen to it again carefully to see if there's even that much tone, but you could just hear the slap. Like it was
The
so
boom. Yeah, that like vibrate. You hear that vibration of that
not even
top
a
string.
vibrate.
And you're like,
It's like
oh
slapping. It sounds like it's just slapping on the pickup.
yeah.
It's a very specific sound, but I don't think you have anything signature of anything else that's a super big signature other than Jonathan Davis's voice
hmm
with Korn. You know when you hear Fieldy.
Yeah.
And then uh man, I'm so bad with names. Limp Bizkit bassist.
Sam Rivers.
Sam Rivers, R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. This one's really sad because, dude, I think for new metal, like Limp Bizkit is probably like my all time number one. That was like my introductory where I was like, I love this. Like Korn, I was like, okay, this is pretty sick and this is interesting. But like Limp Bizkit took it to a place where I really enjoyed it. I've always leaned a little less heavy, but I like to flirt with heavy. So like Limp Bizkit was like, okay, they've got the cool like some of these heavy riffs, but Wes Borland's doing some pretty shit on the guitar. But then like the rhythm section of Limp Bizkit has always been so impressive, dude. Like the drums and the bass, and just like there's a groove there, and just kind of like a funky element that really glues it all together for me with Limp Bizkit. So like I think Sam Rivers passing is terrible news for, the community. I feel for the guys. Like I can't even imagine losing a bandmate after being a band for that fucking long. Like that's your family,
He was a
you know.
co-founder. He was a cousin of John Otto, drummer.
Yeah. Drummer. Yeah.
But he co-founded Limp Bizkit with Fred Durst. Fred Durst
Editors.
was looking for band members, and he saw Sam play at some club. Thought he was really cool. He and John were more jazzy, and you can hear that influence, like the
You can hear
jazz, a
that.
little funk,
hmm
and
Yeah.
that's what he really liked. And it was Fred Durst playing guitar at first. I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that either. That's interesting.
Fred put a kind of a obituary, or not really obituary, but a tribute to him.
Yeah, I
And
saw his post.
yeah, it's messed up, but I think they're
Yeah.
continuing their tour. Oh man, I'll never forget seeing the music video of Nookie for the first time. Him in the red hat, and then just people following him down, I think the streets in New York. And
Yeah.
then that crowd where he's like, "I did it all for the Nookie," and they
They
yell,
all
"Come on!"
just yeah. Yeah.
How can that not pump you up? Especially as a 13-year-old, you're
I
like, "This is
know.
the coolest shit I've ever seen. I want to be that dude."
I know you're like you're like watching like did you watch music videos before school?
All the
I would get up at
time.
like dude, I would get up at like 6 a.m. and just watch MTV until the bus came.
Yeah, I always think it was a
Uh,
different vibe though when they would play music in the morning. It was kind of more chill, and then the crazier
yeah, I feel
shit
like
happened when you got home from school.
yeah, I do feel like in the morning, yeah, they were playing more chill shit. Like I feel like Foo Fighters Learn to Fly would play a lot in the morning, like, "Take my way back home when I learn to fly."
I miss when it
So
was them and VH1 playing music
uh,
videos.
I know.
MTV's in
Barely
trouble.
anymore. I know, dude. They're going under. I saw that they canceled Ridiculousness yesterday,
How do
and I
you
was
have
like, "Oh,
46
14 seasons."
seasons?
I don't know, dude, because they're probably filming a season like every 3 months. They're just like, he's like, we filmed a whole season in a day, like an 8 hour shift to just filming 30-minute episodes of them just laughing at videos. They're like, all right, cool.
So they have what? It was on for 16, 17 years? Maybe
Yeah,
18?
probably.
That's all they
So
showed. But anytime I don't have cable anymore, but anytime I was at someone's house who did have
I do, and
cable,
they play it a lot. MTV's been bringing back music videos, though, especially in the afternoon. Like, I feel like at 3 o'clock, if I turn on the TV, like just in the background, if I'm working from home, I feel like there's either what MTV does now is they either just play all rock or all pop, and pop kind of covers a lot in the way that they do it. But they've been trying to bring the music back. But yeah, I feel like most of the time it's ridiculous reruns that just play on MTV
that's
anymore.
ridiculous.
It is
Oh.
ridiculous.
Speaking of them playing pop and rock a lot, there's two things that kind of remind me of. One is that did you see Break Stuff is back in the
I
top 100 Billboard?
Yes.
And
Hmm.
then also, for the first time since 1990, there's no rap song in the top 100.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So anything that's
That's
hip hop related, I guess, is being categorized as pop now.
interesting.
Yeah. So
Super
very, I never
interesting.
thought
Which
rap would ever, ever,
the
ever
product
stop being popular, but might be, you might be seeing the first steps of it kind of fading away
it
right now.
I can see that though. It really has blended into it really has kind of blended into pop though. Like if you think about the production techniques and like they're both kind of made the same. Like if you're not using a lot of heavy samples and then you're just got, dudes are making beats and like all these programs now, like I feel like the way you make the way I make pop or R&B is almost the same as I make a rap song, like so it's all I think a lot of genres are just starting to blur together.
Right.
So they're probably I think there's definitely still rap up there. I just think that trap and all that stuff, I think you're right. I think it's just being categorized as pop now.
So you're kind of seeing today with pop what we were seeing in the late 90s with heavy metal and new metal.
Yes.
Because
Hmm.
I don't think you'll ever see, at least not for a long time, unless if a really, really big band comes through, or if it's that one dude, Youngblood, that'll make it big. But making rock mainstream again,
Hmm.
unless if it's like country adjacent, I don't see it happening. And
I I agree, but I do think that pop and like hip hop are starting to pull in more rock elements. I feel like it's a sound that people are craving. I think that guitars, I think the electronic surge in like 2010, like I feel like when electronic kind of took over, guitars really kind of disappeared from the mainstream, and now I hear them slowly starting to creep back in. So I think we're in a wave where rock is making a little bit of a comeback. It'll probably never be what it was in the 90s, but like I do think that some of these styles of music are pulling the rock genre into them a little bit more than they have before. I'm hearing a lot more guitars on pop songs and stuff like that now. So,
yeah, I saw a picture of, I think it was Sabrina Carpenter while she was recording her album that dropped not too long ago, and there was a dude with a guitar in there. It's always nice to see.
well, her producer's Jack Antonoff, so he plays guitar and sings in the Bleachers, I think is his band. So um which he Sabrina Carpenter hosted and like she did Saturday Night Live where she like did double duty as the host and the guest recently, and I just like You know, you hear these clips of these pop songs like in like stores and shit like that, and I'm like, okay, I know what Man Child sounds like, but I've never like listened to the full song until she plays it live. But then like some of the production's different, and like all the guitars and stuff in the production, I was like, when you add all of this stuff that they added extra, it kind of sounds like a Bruce Springsteen song that Sabrina Carpenter is singing over, and just has a few extra pop flurries to it than it would normally have if it was an actual Bruce Springsteen song. And that's where I was like, Jack Antonoff loves fucking Bruce Springsteen, right? Like, and then I went down a rabbit hole of that, and he does, and I was like, okay, this sounds like could be like on Backstreets or something like that. It's interesting.
Streets of Philadelphia. I remember seeing that on VH1 and being like, damn, this dude's depressed. I knew nothing about Bruce Springsteen. I was like 8 years old.
Yeah.
Streets of Philadelphia.
Well, he was the symbol of the working middle class, which, you know, being crushed by capitalism still. So
yeah,
of course he's depressed.
That's true.
Aren't we all?
It is. And you're in South Philadelphia.
Yeah, dude.
That video today would just be a bunch of people on the fent lane.
Probably. Oh man.
That'd make it, you know, Sabrina Carpenter. You could remake, just walk down the streets of Philadelphia watching people doing the Fetty Lean with Jack Antonoff, and she could remake that song. It'd be a hit.
Probably.
She creeps me out. I'm sorry. She creeps me the fuck out.
Does she?
Yeah. She, you know what it is? It might not, I mean, obviously she has a part in it, but whoever does her makeup, it's like that lowly kind of look where it's making her seem way younger than she is. Because I admit, when I heard her voice on the SNL program, I was like, oh, this is a young woman. Like, she looks like she's 17.
And
it could just be being old.
She's probably like 20. She's probably 24 or something, right? 24, 25, I think so, maybe. Yeah. Like, actually.
Yeah, she's not even younger.
You're right, though. She does look young. And then, like, yeah, she does look young. And then they've got her, like, in a tank top and, like, underwear that say, like, SNL on her butt, like, performing on a bed, you know, but they, like, make it look like a little girl's room, and you're like, this is weird.
So weird, man. It's so weird.
I feel you, dude.
Oh, these industry plants, man. They don't know what they're doing. They're like, I wonder why. I mean, you can't. Never mind. I won't even go there. But it doesn't help the image of the industry when you're doing shit like that, and it's gross. She needs to know what she's doing. Like, yeah, I get your marketing towards little girls, but
yeah, exactly. We're not their. I was going to say we're not their target audience that they're going for.
I think I would argue against that in a way.
Really?
Like they want these creepy dudes to like, and there's a lot of creepy dudes that like Sabrina Carpenter.
I'm sure.
And then the cover of her getting dragged by her hair. So it's like two different things. It's like, yeah, you have that little innocent girl kind of look, and then you have her being pulled by her hair on the cover.
Yeah, and like, dude, in her live performance, she's always like bending over, and like there's like a moment in like her tour where she like becomes an Eiffel Tower between her two of her backup dancers. Like, she's like extremely sexual, and there's like a lot of like moms who are like super mad at Sabrina Carpenter for being like overly sexual for like a pop girl.
She's being Eiffel Towered between her dancers.
Yes.
You know, she kind of reminds me of that, that meme. You know exactly where I'm going, maybe. Where it's that white chick sitting on the couch. I think it's like a cover of a porn or something. And then there's like all these black dudes kind of just like this around her.
No, but the first thing I thought of was that white cop that got fired for sleeping with her whole fucking squad.
Oh man, I don't even know how to search for this without like. Oh, I found it. Dude, this is exactly what like Sabrina Carpenter reminds me of. There's so many memes of this too. I can't wait to clip this part because you're gonna crack up. Okay, wait. I'm gonna screen
Okay.
share. God damn
It
it.
just
Man, I'm so afraid to screen share this because the other stuff on this Google search is really, really bad, dude. Oh my god, they have it reversed. This is hilarious, dude. Let me screen share this. This is freaking hilarious.
Oh man.
But you'll know what I'm talking about when. Can you see the screen yet?
No.
Oh, my bad. This is reversed.
There we go.
But usually it's her sitting here. It's so disturbing.
Who did this? Oh, this this looks like it could be a scary movie. It's like the like Smile 3, Death by Snoo Snoo.
Resident Evil 9. Oh man.
Oh, dude, dude, what is everybody's obsession with that like Madam on Resident Evil 8?
Yeah. I mean that's that I find way more healthy than the love for Sabrina Carpenter. I love how this is supposed to be a new metal episode, and somehow we're just talking shit about Sabrina Carpenter. It's what? It's very Fred Durst.
It's passed
Fred
out.
Durst would be proud.
He would be. He'd be
like
he'd be talking shit about
instead of Britney Spears arguing who she gave head to first, it'd be Sabrina Carpenter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Britney was
just a new age of pop.
Yeah, that's where I want to see Fred Durst go again. Is just talk shit about people, even if they're younger than him. They're adults. Talk shit about Sabrina Carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
Talk shit about.
Which, dude, I love the new Limp Bizkit. I still love the new Limp Bizkit song. It is really good. His lyrics are so funny. I know we did a deep dive on it, but man, it just kind of still hits for me because it just feels so familiar.
Yeah, it would just be man. I didn't even think about this, but with Sam Rivers passing, like
that's the last bass line we're gonna hear of his, probably, unless they have some stuff that's recorded already. That
for the new album, 100%. They have the new album ready. Yeah. But this will be the last album, most likely, unless
last
they have
album will be like
B-sides.
Yeah.
Which knowing
who's
them,
playing bass on their who's doing bass on their live tour now?
That's a good question.
Yeah, like who did they pick up? Like, did they pick up somebody else from the? I feel like when this happens, a lot of like members from other bands usually fill in.
Yeah, that's usually what it is. They'll have
unless you're like Thrice, like, dude, you remember in Warped Tour like 2004 when Riley like hurt his back and couldn't drum, and then like they just kind of played like a show without drums. Like they just turned it into like a show, like a drumless fucking show where they were like kind of, one of them had an acoustic, but like Tepe was still playing an electric guitar and like they still had the bass. It was super interesting. Like how they like recovered from that injury.
Yeah.
And like still we're like, we're going to finish Warped Tour. We're just not going to have a drummer the rest of the tour.
James Hetfield, when he got burned on stage, he pretty much
I forgot about that.
They got their guitar tech.
Oh shit.
Who just knew the song. So there's two bassists that looks like that are covering for.
Was James just singing on that tour then, or did they replace him vocally so he could take time off?
No, he just sang, but he had a cast on.
He just sang. Okay.
So you got Samuel G. Mpungu. Man, he kind of.
Where's he from?
I'm trying to look. He kind of looks like. Let me show this right now. He kind of his playing, like his stance, looks like Rob Trujillo of.
I was gonna say his name just kind of reminds me of somebody who might look like Rob Trujillo.
Right, but this is the guy here. And then and then there's another guy, Suzumi Okai. And I don't know if you could see me putting in the search for this guy.
No, I can't. I'm just looking at this guy's. There we go.
Oh, this is a chick.
It's a chick.
Yeah. Let me share that. Oh, you were seeing Suzumi? Okay, my bad.
Yeah, I saw her. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I saw her.
But yeah, let me see what I don't think Death Potion and Closing In. And she was on the Aqua Teen Hunger Force? What? More to me than meat and eyes. So she's done stuff for Adult Swim. That's cool.
That's cool.
I
Interesting.
wonder how they met, you know? I mean, these opening bands for them or the people within their label, it's super common. But
Yeah.
as
Label mates is pretty common.
as you were saying though, like Foo Fighters and I think it was 9 Inch Nails switched drummers recently.
Mhm.
And then you have veterans like the son of the guy from the David Letterman show, Weinberg. Man, I know his dad's Max, but Jay Weinberg. He was a drummer for Slipknot, and then he's kind of switched around. Yeah, there's been some crazy deaths this year with like Mastodon.
Yeah.
It's,
Tough year for rock deaths, man. It's been a lot.
do you want to do a celebrity death pool episode one time where we just
Sure.
yeah, we could see who we predict. I have a good list. I've cheated. I already have a list ready, and one of them I'll just say straight up was Buzz Aldrin. Sorry, Buzz, but his wife passed away yesterday. So I was like, oh, okay, you know, he might not be here all of 2026. He might not even make it
Yeah, dude.
2025. Hopefully he does.
My great grandpa went like 6 months after my great grandma died. Like it was like so quick after that.
Yeah.
I think after you've been together for like 70 years, it's just
That's
like
different though.
oh,
Buzz Aldrin's wife, it wasn't his first wife.
is it
They'd
like
only
his
been
second
together
wife or
for like
something? Yeah.
5 years or something like that.
Gotcha. It's not like our grandparents kind of situation. Yeah.
But still, I'm sure at that age, having a loss like that is, you know,
Yeah.
it
Still hard.
yeah, still hard. Oh man, classic passed out episode.
I know, where we kind of jump all over the place. Just some other things I do. Just some other things from like the early 2000s. When I was looking into just like some of the research for this episode, when I was just kind of looking into like the history of nu metal, like some of the bands that they were like lumping into nu metal, I was like, I don't know about that.
What are some of the bands?
Like Linkin Park.
I think it's the hip hop element on that.
It's the hip hop element. Yeah. Like I can see where you can make that connection. I just don't really consider Linkin Park part of nu metal. I don't really know where I would place them.
Hybrid Theory, especially. I think they strayed away from nu metal eventually, but Hybrid Theory and maybe even parts of Meteora are classic nu metal, I would say. I get what you're saying. The big four that they have for nu metal are Korn, Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, and then System of a Down, which
I could see System of a Down more than Linkin Park, especially like early System of a Down. Like that first record could sound like a nu metal record. Like vocally, he's not really rapping, but like he's doing vocal stuff that I don't really hear other people do. Like the way he like follows the guitars.
Yeah,
like his like vocal melody kind of like exactly. It staccatos with the guitars a lot and stuff like that. It's like it's an interesting choice, but it works for them.
Yeah,
it was something that we hadn't really heard.
No, I remember.
I can't believe their album dropped like right after 9/11, and it was just
dude,
just like
have I told you about
crazy time for him?
Have I told you about my 9/11 music story?
Mm-mm.
So the day of 9/11, this was on a Tuesday, which back then music released on a Tuesday. Okay, uh, I had 2 albums pre-ordered at my local record store in Burbank, California. Wish I
Mhm.
remember the name of it, but uh, one was Leftover Crack, Mediocre Generica, which on their previous album, I think they were still called Choking Victim. They had a song called Fuck World Trade. And it talked about bombing the World Trade Center, blaming it on Muslim terrorists. So that's one. And then the second one I had was God Hates Us All by Slayer. And just like having those 2 albums to listen to as like the world, is like under attack.
Yeah.
It was just really weird. I'll never forget that. I was like, I bet you I'm on a list now for having these 2 albums. Being Middle Eastern, getting these 2 fucking albums
Mhm.
on 9/11.
Yeah. Do you feel like you were profiled a lot after that?
No, I
No.
mean, maybe not so much now, but I was a lot more white passing. And my name isn't Muslim, so
Yeah.
um, I was never shy of letting people know my ethnicity and nationality.
Yeah.
So it never that those are the only times where they'd make maybe a joke about it, or it might have been
Yeah.
something without my knowledge of them making some sort
Yeah.
of
Do you live in a heavy Persian population in the part of LA you were in?
somewhat. There were a lot more
Somewhat.
Armenians, so
Mm.
where I grew up was right around where System of a Down. I was born in the city System of a Down's from. I was raised the next city over, Burbank. They're from Glendale.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Mhm.
Las Vegas or Henderson.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, most of the bigotry, I guess you could say, that I dealt with was I was being called an Armo, which is like a derogatory term, I guess, for an Armenian. But after 9/11, I think since Armenians are Christians, they've had a lot better leeway. But I don't. It's been a long time since I've lived there, so I don't know. I'm sure there's some sort of like racism going on against them.
Yeah. I worked with a lot of Armenian guys when I worked at the tile shop, and those guys were fucking cool.
Yeah,
I really liked all those guys. Super nice, super chill, real. Um, they were really into cologne. I was like, guys, we're at work.
but yeah, the Armenians and Persians definitely love their cologne.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say, I mean, they're not. They kind of are in the Middle East, but not really. They're like Eastern European, but they're like the
Yeah.
Eastern European versions of Filipinos. They love to party. They love to party, dude.
Yes.
Good on them. Very
Yeah,
hospitable
good on
people
them.
too,
Mhm.
and you kind of see that with System of a Down, who I think Surge came out and said that this is the most fun they've had with music the past 30 years, being a band. Don't know if that means they're not recording. Doesn't sound like they're recording a new album if they're saying something like that.
No, every time there's so much around them, like, I don't know, every time he talks, it sounds like every time I hear him on a podcast or do a long form interview, it sounds like they're never really actually getting back together
So
and doing
they're just
anything
touring and
else.
making money that way.
Yeah, like, I don't know if they're ever gonna do another record, like,
You would think they would at
we'll
least do
see.
another song for some sort of like soundtrack or something like that, or a video game.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Imagine they
but
did something for GTA. It would be really cool.
mhm,
I think there's a lot of avenues that you could do without having the stress of an album or anything like
yeah,
that. They had those 2 songs a few years ago when Armenia was at war with Azerbaijan. Um,
mhm.
Meh, they were kind of meh. And it was weird hearing a System of a Down song pro-war, but I
When
guess it
they've
was
been,
like
like,
more of a
anti-war their whole.
resistance song. But still,
Yeah,
it kind of a lot of people viewed it as hypocritical. I wouldn't go that far, but it's just yeah, to see them involved on that side of politics is really really weird.
yeah. Age changes a lot.
That's the thing. Like even with
Yeah.
Rage Against the Machine, you see them doing like I don't know if this is true, but it feels like they've been doing stuff for the Democratic Party, and people are like, "Wait, I thought you were against the machine, not like on one side of it."
Yeah, but now their shift is like very like anti this
The
the
administration.
fascism machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which
Yeah.
dude, the way Tom Morello plays guitar always kind of feels, kind of like it could be in the new metal world. Honestly, my favorite, all my favorite Tom Morello riffs. He's written more riffs that I love with Audio Slave than I love all the Rage Against the Machine stuff, but I tend to just like Audio Slave better when it comes to his guitar playing. Like, I don't know why, but maybe it's just something about his guitar with Chris Cornell's voice
It's
that's
more
just like, okay,
melodic.
this, yeah,
It's more like creating a beat for Zach De La Roca.
mm-hmm,
Um,
yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, he does a lot more acoustic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Battle of Los Angeles kind of was a new metal album. I think
Yeah,
that's why
yeah,
a lot of people.
I think so too.
And then they didn't really stray from their song, but there's like that with new metal. There's that like mosh kind of pop in the chorus or before the
Mm-hmm.
verse or something like that, where it's like you could kind of mosh to, and
Yeah, dude, and the
Rage had that,
choruses are always like, yeah, and like the choruses are always super fucking simple. Like they're not like throwing too many words in the simple
right?
into like the chorus. Like Limp Bizkit choruses are always so like it's just like few words,
Yeah, you know what
heavy
it is,
riff.
Black and Yellow, Black. That's
Yeah,
a very new metal
yeah. That is a
chorus if
very
I
new metal
ever heard
chorus.
one.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So,
Oh man, well, anything else you wanted to add?
no, I think that was probably where I landed. I really just wanted to, do something, new metal-y, give like a nice send off to Sam Rivers and just like how much we respected, the stuff he's done for the community. So,
R.I.P.
but that's it. But all right, guys, stay curious. Y'all have a good week.